Hey everyone, Michael here. Today I'm going to give you guys a brief overview of the Bidget platform, and then I'm going to teach you guys how to get started with copy trading and United Futures. That's how you trade with leverage, and copy trading is where you copy professional traders. All the trades, you don't have to worry about anything. They're just making you money a bit by bit, right? Okay, to get started, I'm just going to assume you've signed up and you've completed on your verification process. You've done the basics. Once you're there, you're probably going to see you're going to go to your assets, and it might actually look like this right here where everything is hidden, right? What you need to do is click on this I just because you're the only one that needs to know, and it'll probably say 0, right? In order to move money into your account here, I recommend just clicking on the Assets tab, right? You're going to hit Deposit. Now, if you guys have Bitcoin you want to deposit, or Tether or Ethereum or whatever you guys want to deposit, you do it from here. I like to deposit USTD, so I just click on this right here, move down there. Or if you wanted to, you could just do one of the big three: Ethereum, USTD, and Bitcoin, right? So it's the same thing if I click this rather than if I just went through that list, right? So same thing. Now, your app or whatever address you're trying to send your Tether or your Bitcoin into Bidget, it will let you know which chain name to use. Most of the time, it will be ERC20, right? This is the one that I personally use. This is the one that all of my apps recommend me to use. Seems like it's the most efficient. Now, once you do this, you're going to copy this address, right? And hopefully you have a Coinbase account or something similar to that where you can just log on and make it easy. Now, I really don't put a lot of money into Coinbase. I don't like Coinbase because it has massive fees. But just for this, example, this is what we're going to do. So from here, we're going to see I want to send and receive crypto. I want to send. Now, it's not going to let me send anything because I don't have enough money, obviously. But to this address right here, right? Optional message, test, right? And I'm going to pay with USTD. Oh, yeah, there it is. Tether right there. Okay. Now it's going to say I don't have any, so that's why it's not really happy with me at the moment, because you see I have a balance of 0. But once you send it over, right, you'll pay a fee through whatever wallet you're using, whether it's Coinbase, Voyager, etc. You're going to pay a little bit of a fee to move your money over there. Definitely worth it. And then it'll show up on your balance, and you'll see it up here in assets within about 5 minutes. You'll see how much money you own, and it will be in a spot account. All the money you put in here will always start off in a spot account. That's like no leverage, just trading, buying a whole bunch of random stuff, random coins, right? Now, after you have some money in there, or let me just say this: if you guys don't want to move money in there from a wallet, you can just go right to this tab that says Buy Crypto, and you can use your credit card information to buy it if you want to. Now, they have a high fee for moving money in here. It's not more than anybody else really, but I prefer just to send money over through wallets. I'm just more used to it in the realm of crypto. Instead of pulling out my credit card every single time, I just like to move money from wallet to wallet. If you guys have a credit card that gives you cash back, like a 5%, 10% cash back for spending, for all means, use it. It'll actually probably make a profit off of moving money into your Bidget account. That's something that one of my friends did. He said he got 10% back on like $1,000. So yeah, he what? Yeah, he got back like $100 something like that. So but he has a very good credit card. It's hard to get credit cards like that. But anyway, moving on. If you don't want to move it from wallet to wallet, feel free to just use your credit card. It works just the same. Okay. Now, after you have some money in here, what you're gonna see you have like $100, $200, however much money you want to put in here. I'd say start off with at least $100, maybe $200 gives you a little bit more breathing room. And in fact, for copy trading, I'd probably say $200 is good enough. You don't have to use all that money for trading. It's just nice to have it in the account, and I'll tell you why in a little bit. So after you have your money in here, you're gonna hit transfer. Okay, this is not moving money from wallet to wallet. This is moving money from asset classes, from your spot account into your United Futures account. Okay. So you see right here, I'm not transferring Bitcoin, I'm transferring USTD. If I had Bitcoin I want to transfer, I could do that as well. So from here, you do USTD from spot, which is where your money will be once you transfer it in, okay? Then you're going to be moving it not into the futures account, but the United Futures account. It has a little tab called hot. They just say hot, but they want you to use it because it's much better than the futures and it's much better than spot trading, just because of the extra leverage, right? But you'll see I have a quantity of 213 I can send over there. For now, let me just say, hey, I'll put $50 over there. Okay, confirm. There's no email check-ins or anything like that because you're not moving money out of your account. You're just moving money from one asset class to the other, from the spot account into United Futures. Okay, so there's not going to be anything that says, hey, Let's do the phone verification, email verification. What is your selling code? Your private six number code to withdraw funds from that account. Okay, so you don't have to do any of that because money is not leaving that account. Now, once you do that, if you go over here, you see that United Futures account now has a balance of how much money you put in there. I would say put the whole spot account, so everything you just put in there, move that over to United Futures account, unless you actually want to buy certain particular cryptos. Like if you want to buy crypto with no leverage whatsoever, there's a much larger list of crypto you can buy. Like BGB is a good one, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Litecoin, EOS, XRP. There's a whole list of crypto they have, pretty long list. So if you guys want to buy something that you might not be able to find on Coinbase, or you might not be able to find on Robinhood or Webull, this is another place where you can just buy it and just hold it. And there's no leverage, there's no fees, not like, well, there's fees, but there's not like crazy, right? So you don't have to worry about that. But if you guys want to buy without leverage and just hold this for a long time, this is a place where you could have your long-term holdings and then wait for them to pop and sell and do what you want to do for them, okay? Now, but after you have your money in there, you're going to go to copy trade. You hover over it, you see there's two. There's copy trade and then there's United Futures copy trade. Very important that you go to United Futures copy trade, okay? Because this allows you to trade with just Tether, and it keeps all of your money in one spot. And most of you guys probably don't trade too much on exchanges, the old-fashioned exchanges, which this is a new version of it. In the back in the day, every trade would be by itself. Now they link them all together to make sure that you have enough money to hold all these trades, and it stops you from ever going under or going negative in that account. So it means you will not go in debt to Bidget. You will not, like, if for some reason you had a really bad trade, or by some crazy thing, it's never happened to me, but you never know. One of these guys has had a really bad trade. You're not going to go into debt over it. It's really important that you understand that, and it's a protection mechanism, and I like it a lot. It's one of the regulations that have been coming forth from Congress that I actually agree with, because it makes sure that you guys aren't going to go into debt. Like sometimes you see Robinhood people go into debt, a whole bunch of crazy stuff. You don't want to see that happen, especially for most of you guys who are younger traders or just traders who are on the beginning of their journey. You don't want to go into debt to an exchange, and this is just a fabulous way to make sure that you do not do that, okay? Now, once you get here, you're going to see a whole bunch of usernames. If you can keep scrolling down, and you're going to find one that you like. Now, this is what I personally look for. You'll see that a lot of these names are full. Just skip over them, but if you want to, you can take a note of their name if you can save the name. Some of these are in Korean, it looks like, Korean. Some are in Chinese, it looks like. So, if you can't find their name, you can always just try to copy and paste it into a notebook, because every once in a while, somebody is unfollowed or something like that, and there's always like a one spot opening. All right. So what I like to do is I like to go to win rate, 3 weeks. You can see 100% wins, 100% wins. This is usually better than looking at about how much money they've made, total profit, right? Because total profit is, they're not going to win all the time, and sometimes when they lose, that may be a lot to your account if your account doesn't have a lot of money in it, okay? Sometimes they make a bad trade or a string of bad trades, your account will go down. The thing that you have to realize is it's over time that these people make you money. Profit loss ratio over the last 3 weeks, this guy's made like 20,000%. A crazy amount. Or let's see, no, but 200,000% it looks like. Jesus, or 20,000, some crazy high number. Okay, same with this one. I'm following this guy. He's been making me some good money. He does not. His name is Z. He does not always win though. Let me see. Does it say 100%? Oops, I just messed up. Well, I can go to. We'll go about it later. But accumulated profit loss ratio, you can do that right here. And then let's say you want to follow this guy right here. What you're going to do is you're going to hit follow. You're going to see right here in the futures section, you're going to see everything that this guy trades. So these are the trades you yourself could also be making when you copy him. So he does not just trade Bitcoin. He trades Ethereum, Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, EOS, Ripple, and ADA. Okay? Now, you can do a respective setting where you set the metrics for every single one of these. Like, let's say you don't want him to go heavy on ADA, so maybe you don't give him any money to trade on ADA. Maybe you just want him trading Bitcoin. This is where you can do all of that, okay? And let's say you just want him to trade Bitcoin. Let's say I want to give him $200 to trade Bitcoin. Okay, that's it. But for everything else, I can put zeros, all the way through, and then he's only going to be trading Bitcoin, okay? Now, I usually don't care what they trade as long as they're making me money, right? Maybe you notice there's a pattern where he makes bad trades in ADA, but he makes good trades on Bitcoin. It can happen, okay? Now, most of the time you're going to see on unified setting, though. That's what I recommend. Now, once you're here, this is where it becomes a little bit more tricky, and this is where you guys have to understand some stuff. You're going to give him a fixed ratio or a fixed amount. Fixed ratio means how much of the total amount of money in your pot do you want to give him. I just do fixed amount because this is a hard cap. Hey, I want to give him up to $200 of my money to trade, which means you're not giving him the money, but it means when he makes a trade, Bridget's going to open an order on your behalf, copying him because he has a very good record. Okay. Now, so let's say if you guys put $200 into his account, into this account, maybe you want to give him $50 to start off with, just to start off with, to see how he trades. Okay. And then from there, you're going to go to advanced setting. I personally do 5,000. You guys can do 1,000 if you want to, or maybe 500 even. What this means is when you guys are taking leverage, how large of a position is he allowed to take on your behalf? Sometimes these traders go with 125x leverage, which is 125x your initial investment. So 50 times 125x. Do you want him to be able to use all of that capital, or do you want him to be able to use a little bit less? All right. So I normally just stick to 5,000. So I'm making the same amount of profit he is percentage-wise. And once you're done with that, you're going to hit next. It'll give you this little bit of a brief overview going over each one, right? So I went with unified settings, so you guys will see that it's 50 for each one. If I did respective settings, you would come through here and just double check to say, hey, I hit 0 here, 0 here, 0 here, and he's only getting money to spend on Bitcoin USDT only, okay? Then once you do that, you're going to hit confirm, and it will confirm, just like that, okay? Now, you're going to see copy trade. You're going to see the trades that he's made on your behalf, or he actually has current open trades. So you can see he's shorting right now and he's going long, and what he's doing right now is he's leveraging up for a potential play. So he has positions open and he's waiting for Bitcoin to have a breakout, because right now we're waiting for a big breakout or a big move from Bitcoin, a big volatility. So he wants to show he can capture that no matter what happens, okay? Now, that's an advanced way of trading. Most of you guys won't like it, but it's a decent way to just make sure when momentum starts to hit, you cancel out one, you take the loss, but now you collect the profits from the other one. And it'll keep on going, and you just stay with the momentum, and this 3% will turn into something much larger over time. Okay? Now, one important thing here is, and let's say you don't like this guy. So this guy right here, he's lost me $29. It's the guy I just told you guys could buy, right? There's a reason I unfollowed him. He lost me a little bit of money. I don't like him too much. Meanwhile, the Z's made me $85. PUS has made me $17, and at a loss has made me $12, okay? And I just started these two guys like 2 days ago, and I'm just kind of giving them a little bit of money to see how they react. $50, made $17 profit with $50. That's pretty good. That's about 50% profit. Now, but I can go over here, and I can go to, you guys will see one other thing here. Leverage setting. There's going to be one that says future setting, and there should be another tab right here that says, maybe this guy doesn't have it. Let me unfollow him first of all. My traders, let's just go to this one right here. No, they removed future settings. Yeah. Okay, so there should be another one right here. I don't know if it's still there or not. You can do future settings, or you can follow them. Now, if you do future settings, I want to make sure you understand what this means. Open a position according to your own futures leverage, okay? So I'm guessing for them, they let you do your own. Some people have an option where you just follow their settings. So what that means is you decide what leverage you get to choose if they don't have another setting here. I'm going to try to find one very fast, just so to help you guys out, to show you guys what it looks like, the exact term. United Futures. Let me just follow this guy maybe. No, not there at all. They might have just taken it out in the last update here. Okay. Well, that means if you guys, that's how you guys get started with copy trading. Okay, it's easy. It's easy as that. You'll get an alert on your app or on the platform saying, "Hey, a trader has opened a trade on your behalf," and then you can keep track of it by going to United Futures account. You'll come down to the bottom, and you guys will see, "Hey, open trade, right? Open trades." And this is what we just saw on the other screen, but just as it's more in a algorithmic friendly atmosphere, if you will. All right. Now, you see that my leverage is 50x here, 50x here. The reason that is if you guys come over here to my screen right here, I know it's kind of cut off a little bit off the screen, you'll see a button that says leverage. And when you click on it, you'll see this button right here that says 50x leverage. Or it might be something else when you first sign up. I want you guys to set this anywhere from 25% to 50x leverage. Anything above is very aggressive, and you risk losing out a lot of money really fast, especially with a lot of these plays that these guys have. This guy may have opened up this play, right here, okay? Oop, my TV in the living room just turned on. I think my dog's biting the remote. Sorry about that. But he may have opened this position right here on this chart, okay? It's a great position, but he may be holding this for a longer term because he thinks we're going to pump back up even higher, okay? Some of these positions can take a while. But in this movement up here, which is still a great profit, you probably would be up about 30-40% by now, just with this little bit of movement, okay? It came down less, right? So if you have 125 leverage, you may actually lose 80%, or yeah, let's say 60-70% of your entire trade value right there when it comes down this far, even though he bought it right there, okay? Now, if you have 50x leverage, maybe you just lost 10 to 30%, somewhere around there, but your portfolio is able to withstand it, and it'll, your trade will stay open, and you're allowed to keep on trading, and it'll keep on making more and more money, right? If you have too high of a leverage, that risk you losing all of your money right here, as Bidget tries to protect you from losing all of your money, right? It'll cut off and it'll leave you a little bit of money to trade with. But if you have too high of a leverage, this will kill your position. Then what happens is, you don't get to really partake in all these gains and what this trader really had in mind. So I would say anywhere from 25 to 50 is a decent place to start off with leverage. If you want to, and you have a lot of capital and you're willing to let it go down like 100% to 150% before it goes up 400, 500%, then by all means, you can do it to 125. But I just recommend beginning, start off with 25 to 50, especially if you do not know how good or how your copy trader likes to trade, okay? You can always go into Trading View here if I have another page. You can always go here to your copy trading futures. You can go and see who you are following. You can go down and look at your traders. Let me see right here. Let's go Z. You can see, oops, I actually didn't mean to do that right there. You can go to Z right here. I think you should be able to, should be a way to go to his account. Z. Okay, no, not here. Okay, hold on one second here. You actually have to find them again on the chart. So let me just type in Z. Okay, right here. Okay. There you go. And you'll be able to find all of his trades, the exact time he opened them up and the exact time he closed them, okay? Open time, close time. You can go and backtrack and see what was he looking at. And you can also learn from those experiences as well. If you guys want to do that, it's the same as like, hey, this guy's making a lot of money. A lot of money on trades. Why is he buying here? Why is he buying there? If you start to understand that, you're going to become a much better trader, okay? That's a plus. But when you do this, right here, you can see every trade he does, you can see the leverage he does. He uses 125x leverage, okay? I don't use 125x leverage every single time, right? I use 50 to 75 on average. Sometimes 125 if I'm having a little bit more fun or if I'm really bullish about where I think a coin is going. Like right now, I think Bitcoin's probably going to pop off. I want to have an open leverage, but I'm just waiting a little bit longer to see that pop start to form before I start to really go heavy in it, right? And you can see 38% profit, 69% profit, 5% profit, 19% profit, right? 311% profit. And you go over and over and you see the profits, right? Not this one. This guy's very good. So you see a lot of like 400, 500% profits, up 4%, whatever. You will see on other other traders that you guys may look at and look at their history. They're going to have losses on there too. And it's appropriate to see how much they lose. Do they cut their losses early at 10%, or do they risk like have some people let those go down 60% before calling it a day, right? So that's why you got to be careful. And that's why I say just give them $20 to $50 to start off with, and then you'll be okay. Now, one last thing to deal with copy traders before we move on to United Futures is copy trading is they have to like you. So let me go over here back over here. Okay. You may just give them $20, okay? You may just give them $20 to trade with. They may not like that because they only have a limited amount of followers. And since they take a 10% cut of the profits, which you guys will see right here, if I just click on right here, profit share ratio 10%. They get a 10% profit share, okay, of the profit. If they don't make profit, they don't get a cut. But it's important that you understand that little factor there. If they feel like you don't have enough money, you're not giving them enough money, like let's say I want to give them $20, you may get an alert sometime later on the day saying, hey, you will not be copy trading Lao Tzu because he removed you. don't be offended by that. Don't worry about it. It's just kind of a business format. Just find somebody else, give them $20 and see how they move, right? If you want to try them out when you have a little bit more money, instead of giving them $20 or $50, maybe you give them $100. That'll be enough for most of these people. Give him $100 and see where that takes you, okay? And then he should not be able to, like, he won't take off your money. But you have to understand that people that have like tens of thousands of dollars on copy trading, okay? I think the most I have, a friend of mine has about 5,000, and he started off with like 3,000. They moved him up to 5,000. So it's been pretty good so far. Excuse me. But you have to be careful about that, okay? Now, copy trading is complete. If you guys have any questions about copy trading, please ask them below. I know A. Heaton and I think Monica had questions about this. So if I confuse anything or I made anything a little too confusing with my ADHD, please let me know, okay? Now, moving over to United Futures, this is where you guys trade on your own with leverage. You're not copying anybody, but you're trading left and right, and you're having fun with it, okay? So you will notice that I have two open positions right here. If you see right here next to position, you'll see following orders. These are the following orders that I have with with the traders, okay? So you see my short position right now is up 20%. I'm up $36, and I'm up 4% on my other long. On my longs, my two longs right here, I'm down $8 and $4, so I'm down $12, but my short is up $35, which is perfectly fine. That means overall I am making money, right? That's good. Now, when you go over here, but if you ever want to see how many copy trade orders you really have, you'll see them each one specific order opened up right here, okay? But when you go down to positions, you'll see that I only have two. This is all of my accumulated longs. This is the 3 longs that I have right here, all in one, okay? So my longs are in total down $17. My one short, up $40, is up $40 right here, or up $35. You'll see the numbers move really fast when you're with leverage. But you guys get my point, okay? So just because you have two positions here, that doesn't mean you don't have more orders if you're following another trader. Now, when you guys want to make a trade here, it's important. Always double check your leverage amount, because sometimes you may have done a trade at 125x leverage and you don't mean to do that again, okay? So always just come here before you make any trade, set it back to 50 or whatever you want your level to be, because this will remember what your level is. And remember, if you change this mid-trade, it will adjust your live trades. So don't change this unless all of your current trades are closed, okay? All of your open trades need to be closed before you start messing around with leverage, because when you mess with your leverage, it will automatically adjust the leverage for your open positions, it can be very helpful. But if you're not used to it, which I don't think many of you guys are, it can be a little bit of a whoa, what's going on type of moment, okay? Now, this Bidget uses TradingView software. It's pretty much the same exact stuff you can do in TradingView you can do here. So TradingView here, I've made my TradingView look a lot more nice to my eyes. I like the way it looks better. Okay, and so what you're doing on Bidget here is, let me get out of these other tabs here. You're going to be doing technical analysis on here if you want to, or you can be doing straight on TradingView. I have multiple screens in front of me. I can always just move it over here to my left-hand screen and that type of stuff, right? Oops, now get out of here. There we are. Move this back up here. All right. So whatever if you guys want to buy off of this chart, or if you guys want to use the regular TradingView or another charting software you guys have, go at it. You just need to be able to learn how to buy and sell. Okay. So at the top, you see all of the different coins you can buy and sell with leverage. You guys can buy a lot more coins without leverage by going to the spot account. Okay. In order to do that, though, you may have to make sure that you have assets in your spot account. Remember, if you were doing copy trading, you probably would have moved all of that money over to United Futures. You can move some of that money back to the spot account if you want to. There's no fees. There's no nothing. It's just that most of you guys are probably going to want to do the copy trading instead of trading yourself with leverage, just because it can be a little freaky, okay? Now, one thing before we get started here, you will notice on the bottom it says futures information, okay? Maximum leverage, 125. We just talked about that. Futures fee rate. The maker will get 0.02% and the taker will get 0.06%, okay? That's important. So you are going to be paying fees on the money that you borrow for these leverage plays. Just understand that, okay? Now, and you will be able to see all of your assets, if you want to transfer assets over, how much you're using, how much you have available, total realized profit, total unrealized profit. So right now I have a profit of $23 being made with a margin ratio of 18%, okay? Nothing crazy going on there. So, of course, you can do a limit order if you want to, a trigger order. So if it triggers at a certain, the buy order or the sell short order triggers at a certain price. For now, let's just go with limit order. So let's say I want to buy a long position on Bitcoin with 50x leverage, right? And I want to buy $200 worth, okay? Let's say that. And then you could, if you want to slide this right here, this is the total number of your portfolio you can put on the trade. So I can do 100% of my portfolio on the trade, or how much money I have available, I guess you would say, right? So you can see this little tab, available. This is 100% of that available amount. It won't let you go to your full equity because I already have trades open, okay? Let me go right here. Go right here at the moment. That'll be fine. Okay, let me put this here. So I want $200, and that's a limit order. So if I get that price, the order will trigger, and that'll be it, okay? Now, let's say I want to do a flash order. A flash order is the same as a market order. You say I want to pay $200. I hit buy, it buys at the best price I can find you at that exact moment, which may be high, right? You usually start off down like 0.05% when you make a trade in the flash order. You usually start off at 0 when you do a limit order. It's just because it's buying the best price, and usually after it buys, somebody sells right then and there, and it's just a tiny little loss. But if your chart's looking okay and your technicals are okay and you're doing a good trade, it won't matter because you're going to be making a good amount of money. Okay. Now, so this means market order, very simple to understand. Trigger order, this is if it hits a certain price, you're going to do a market price or a mark price. You guys will just stick with market price. You're going to do a trigger price of, what is this, 55,150. That's what it is now. If it hits there, it's going to, let's see. Sorry, my dog's making some weird sounds. So trigger price right there, execution price. If it hits that trigger price, this is because if you don't know if you're doing short or long, right? If it hits that price, you may be able to buy it at 55,140. You just may get a little bit of a discount on it. So this is where it's going to be a flash open, right? Flash open. You don't really want to do that too much if you don't have to. I prefer just doing trigger price. You do the amount you want to open that trade with. And then what you do is you go over here to take profit stop loss. If you guys do want to have a stop loss in here, you can put it in here. I kind of wait until I have another trade. So for now, you're going to hit buy or sell, and then I'll just be waiting. It'll be what you call an open order. So it won't trigger until that actually happens, okay? So, very fast. Now we're almost done, guys. You see the following orders, still doing okay. Move this right here. This is still going to be moving up. That guy that I just had, he just closed the short position, and right now he opened up a long. So he assumes that over the next, let's go to like the 1 hour chart. Over the next few hours, we're going to continue this grinding motion up. You see that we're starting to curl up here on Bitcoin. He's going to assume that we're going to keep on going up, and he's making little tiny short trades here every now and again just to give us a little extra profit while we continue this overall upward momentum, okay? And one last thing here is, so you guys will see this open position right here. Let me go to following orders. Yeah, okay. If you guys did want to close one of you guys' orders, you guys could just hit market closing, okay? Market closing here, market closing, and it will close the order that the copy trader has. Let's say he's not doing so hot. This trade is down 23%. I don't like it. I think it's going to go down more. I don't agree with him. Hit market closing, it will close. And you will see right here, trader, you can see this guy that just opened up the new position, it's Z. At a loss, this is the name of another trader. At a loss, he has these other three positions, right? So over time, when you're watching this, because you will watch charts a lot, you will see how much, you will see who's making you more money in real time, okay? Now, 22% at 50x leverage, that's not going to freak me out. I hope that does not freak you out. This guy only has like $100 or so of my money, so you can see 22% down. I'm only down $11. That is less than an Applebee's dinner. That may freak a lot of you out. Trust me, I understand it, but this is just part of the process, and overall, at a loss has made me money. So I'm going to trust him to continue making me money, even if he does have a few losses here and there. In totality, he has made me money, and I am happy about that. Okay. But let's say you have an open position right here. Remember I told you about taking profit or a stop loss? If you want to take your profit, you can say, hey, if the price gets up here, right? I just drag this bottom. I don't actually do the exact number because the math is just too annoying for me to want to do. Expect a rate of return of 0%. Okay. So if you want to sell when you're up 20%, just to be safe, or up 30%, or up 40%, 100%, whatever, like even up to 500%, you can do that. Okay. So let's say the trade is up 20%. Okay. Can I go to? Okay, there we go. 20%. If the price is 20%, how much Bitcoin how much US, of this trade in particular do you want to sell? Do you want to sell half of it, 40% of it, 60% of it, the whole thing, right? You can decide how much you want to close a position. So what I'm doing now is if my trade goes up 20% overall, I'm going to sell 25% of my assets, which means I'm going to take 25% of my money off the table when it's up 20%, and I'll let the rest of it ride off and see where it goes. But this just locks in some of that profit, okay? Now, that's how you do it here on take profit. If you guys want to have a stop loss, which I think all of you guys want to have a stop loss more than a take profit, if you ask me, excuse me, you're going to hit the stop loss button. Again, you're going to drag it. Expect a rate of return of negative. Negative means you're going to lose money, right? Because, of course, you're doing a stop loss. You can do 30%, 40%, something like that, right? And then if it goes down, if the entire trade is down 50%, I want to exit my whole position just to be safe. You hit confirm, and that's what will happen, okay? It'll open up that trade. Now, there is one important part about this, though. If you do have a stop loss while on shorting, you guys will notice very fast, especially if you guys have a higher leverage. This is only with 100. This is only with 50x leverage. If I was up 125x leverage, I'd be down way more than 12%. Way more than 12%. Okay, so keep that in mind when you guys have your stop loss. This stop loss may hit much sooner than you think, and that's why they allow it to go down all the way down to negative 500%. Because a lot of people, they may take a position. If we just go to here on TradingView, they may take a position right here and expect it to continue to go higher over time, okay? But in that process, it may come down all the way down here, even though it eventually comes back up here, or what they may be thinking of is a longer term pop-off, since we are pretty close to the trend line, and we need to make a move sometime later today or tomorrow, okay? So while they're waiting for that, there's a lot of fluctuations. And during that time, they may have bought here, whatever, but he's expecting a pop-up. He's expecting a breakout. But if you have too high of a leverage, what will happen is you may get locked. You may lose your money before that happens. So just make sure that you guys don't have too high of a leverage. Just going back into that. Or if you have a stop loss, don't put a 125x leverage trade with a 20% stop loss, because Bitcoin going down $20 can lose you 20%. Okay, not $10, but you get my point. Okay, so that's why you got to be very, very careful about this. Which is why I'm still fine with this guy losing, me losing 13% or $31 at the moment. First of all, because the guy before me just made me like $40 before he exited the short position, okay? So this money is kind of play money at the moment. Like, I haven't really lost anything. Second of all, the chart would suggest that we're looking for an increased level of volatility for Bitcoin here pretty soon, where we could be breathing a little bit before taking a little bit of a rocket ship ride up and hitting up to some of these levels up here, which I just talked about in a previous video. But you guys get my point, okay? So that's pretty much a pretty well-rounded example on how to get started with Bidget. If you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask me down below. I know this was a little bit dry, maybe a little bit all over the place. I did not take my ADHD medication this morning. I got to play with my puppy instead. But yeah, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please let me know. You guys know I just have to trade Bitcoin. Sometimes a lot of people like to trade Ethereum. Sometimes a lot of people like to trade Dogecoin, because Dogecoin is very easy to short, because it likes to pop and then likes to just come back down afterwards. So it's usually easy money to short Dogecoin after a big breakout of 20-25%. Right? But yeah, that's it, everybody. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Again, if you guys have any questions whatsoever, please do not hesitate to ask me in the comments. If you guys are a member in my channel, feel free to ask me during the live streams. I will be